I do want to say one more thing unrelated to sports. Um, I think we should just talk about it. I mean, the just really quick, and then I think this should be the last time we talk about it. But um, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Buffalo. Um, what a tragic and horrible event um, that was completely found upon racism. Um, it shouldn't be condoned. It's super horrible and wrong and messed up. And this world is so cruel to these innocent people. Um, love your neighbor is what I'd say. As it's just so mind blowing to me that stuff like this continues to happen. Um,
Yeah,
there's
it's a lot of
no
it's
reason.
just like um, gun control laws, and I don't know. Something I'm curious about, Jay, is just not that they're the same thing because they're both equally as bad.
Mm,
One was more, one's a hate crime, and the other one was police brutality. But like everything that transpired after the George Floyd death and all the protests and everything that came with it, this was a racially motivated hate crime,
mm,
and I was just surprised, like that the country didn't kind of like unite together again and do a big like protest. Um, I don't know. Just when something big like this happens, everyone needs to kind of come together and their voice needs to be heard so that
mm.
people know the severity of this. Because like this is another incident where you think about all the other shootings, Sandy Hook, the one in Pittsburgh, you can name them all. It's another thing that happens and it just feels like nothing's been done to prevent it. And the worst part about it is this kid had like past history of issues and
Yep.
yet he still managed to obtain a
Mm,
gun, and it
yeah.
just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Um, without getting political, I mean, I just think that the gun laws are actually a joke. I really do believe that. I don't understand how people like this can continue getting assault rifles and whatever, like any type of gun. Even if you have a license, like they do a thorough background check, maybe. Like Jesus Christ, um, it makes me so angry. But yeah, I just felt like we needed
It's
to
scary
talk.
too because it's just like it makes you feel like you can't leave your house. These 11 innocent people who passed and the other two who got injured just went to Tops to do their Saturday grocery shopping. And like little they know that some psychopath's going to come in and gun them down. It's just it makes you scared. Like you have to just kind of go on and live your life. But
Mhm.
after all these incidences, it's like it makes you scared that you can't ever leave your house.
Yeah, and obviously, like we say that from a place of privilege, and we don't know what it's like to be um, someone of color, but something that we do know and people don't really talk about or care about is we as Jews, both of us, also deal with hate all the time, and no one talks about
Anti-Semitism's
it ever.
everywhere.
Yeah, no one ever talks about that kind of stuff, and I feel like that also gets pushed under the rug. And it's not like one is better than the other; they're both horrible. But from that perspective, we understand that because that also happened in New York, where people were getting there were tons of hate crimes that were happening just because of the Israel Palestine wars, which no
Yeah,
one knew about, which no one actually knew about, and people were getting harassed, beaten, killed just because they were Jewish, and I feel like that was just swept under the rug. No one talks about it ever again. And it's important to talk about these kind of things and bring light to this because it's wrong and you should love your neighbor. And, it's
yeah.
just so what a fucked up world. Excuse my language. But,
I think
oh,
everything goes hand in hand too, just with how things are kind of. You feel like you take one step forward, but then you take two giant steps backwards with like progress and things, and like everything that recently has happened, I think has like in a way just like a domino effect on each other, and it all goes hand in hand just with like everything that happened with Roe v. Wade, um, everything that happens with gun control laws, um, could have an effect on anti-Semitism, could have effect on um, you know just race of any kind, black and white, anything. It just things have gotten a lot better compared to the past, but at the same time, they're still bad. It's still bad.
Yeah.
Still
But
very bad.
I just wanted to make sure we touched on that. Can't imagine what grief like that is like, but we're thinking about the people in Buffalo. I really love that Josh Allen also said something about it. I thought that was cool. But yeah,